Hello and welcome to another Friday Findings video. Today I thought I would talk to you about bead caps. Now bead caps are one of those jewelry making findings that we often might take for granted as just being able to use as bead caps, and they work very nicely for that. Here's a plain bead and here's one with just a couple of little bead caps, and you can see how much it dresses up the bead to put bead caps on, and certainly that's a wonderful way of using them. But did you know there are lots of other ways you can use your bead caps? And I thought I would show you a few today. One simple thing that you can do with bead caps is, instead of using them just one on each end like this to fancy up a bead, you can actually stack them. You can put as many or as few on as you like, and take several very simple bead caps and actually get a really interesting look. If you use taller ones, you could stack those up. So you can really experiment and let your imagination run wild and see how many different ways you can combine bead caps to get a very interesting look. Other things you can do with bead caps, I have some here that are solid, but I have quite a few that have this filigree. And you can actually hammer out this filigree. Take a look at this one. This is just one of these, and it only took a couple of taps with a hammer to flatten it out. And I've added a jump ring. And now I have a charm that I can use on a piece of jewelry. Or you could also use this as a chandelier finding for earrings and have several dangles coming down from it. If you add two jump rings, one on each on opposite sides, you get a connector that you can use in between links of chain or in between bead links, and that would add a lot of interest to your jewelry. The next idea that I have for you is to use bead caps for the tops of tassels. Now, I did a whole video on making tassels for your beading in your jewelry, and you can watch it right here. But here's a few examples of using bead caps. First of all, I just have a bunch of lengths of chain, and they're all gathered together inside this cone-shaped bead cap. And then you could see some of the other beads also have bead caps on them. So you don't necessarily just have to put one on each end and call it a day. You can arrange them however you want. And this one is done similarly. You can see just the chains, and then the bead cap covers it up. Another thing that you can do with deeper bead caps, like these cone-shaped ones, is consolidate a whole bunch of strands. If you have a multi-strand necklace, they can all come together the same way, just on a piece of wire with a loop that you can see doesn't even have to be neat. And then it's all nicely covered up with a bead cone. Also, when you're looking at your bead caps in the store, as you're thinking of purchasing them, take a look at the shapes. These made me think of little flowers, and I needed flowers for this little polymer clay project. And you can see I colored these with alcohol inks and used them as little flowers in my project. Another idea that you might not have thought of is to simply stack a whole bunch of nesting bead caps together. These look really fantastic. They almost have a scale look. In fact, I've seen bracelets that consist of nothing but some stretch elastic and just a whole bunch of bead caps all stacked together. And it has kind of this undulating, interesting look. You could just take a smaller stack and use that in place of a spacer, or just put together a longer amount to fill in a space on your jewelry. So I hope the next time that you're in the store looking at bead caps, looking to see what they have available, that you'll take another look and consider all the different possibilities. If you like this video, please be sure you've subscribed to my YouTube channel so you'll see more like it. And take a look at the other two jewelry making videos up on the screen. Also, check out my blog, keepsakecrafts.net, where I have lots more creative ideas and inspiration. Thanks for watching. Happy creating. Bye-bye.